It's the Cable League, MTGO Show.
There was a season or two where I was taking Solitude over pretty much everything. I drafted Flash in my my top 8 draft at the Gaming for Good that I was jamming this last weekend. And now I'm kind of mad at Flash because it didn't do well for me. I got the initiative on turn 2, and I was like, I had the Flash in hand, so I scryed 2, looking for something to put in with it, and just drew like 4 mana sources and died, staring at my Flash like, okay, all right. I could give it a redemption arc here. Snag it. Yeah, I suppose. LED's nice, Solitude's nice. I do like me a Bloodbraid Challenger. Ooh. If we'd taken the Bloodbraid Challenger, it would be on Fable here, and that'd be a pretty good start, too. With Flash, I'm going to take Demonic Tutor. Let's help put some stuff together. Into Preordain. Oh, I'm looking like a combo deck, huh? Hurlian says, I really enjoy a good spotted cow. That was the first time I found a beer that I enjoyed drinking. Oh, I love that, Hurlian. Yeah, it's a very accessible beer, huh? Which is what I like about it. There are other beers that will hit higher for me depending on my mood and such. But if I'm going to have like 1 or 2 beers a night for a week, that's the one that's going to be the most the most evenly keeled, right? And I feel like it has very few haters. Spotted Cow. I'm gonna grab that Triplicate Titan. Just a little, make sure we get a little something to flash in. I feel like 3/3/3s is one of the worst things you can do with a flash, but it is something, huh? It is something. You've heard Spotted Cow is amazing, but you can't find any. Yeah, it's only in Wisconsin, Bioslime. The next time you're in Wisconsin, you can try some. And temper your expectations a bit. Like I said, it is like an accessible beer. A less brisk Blue Moon in that range of things. Nothing to get super stoked about, but pleasant. So Spellseeker finds that flash. There's also a fetch here. Kind of like the fetch. I'll take the Seeker. It is overhyped, Thor, yes. I try to be clear about that. I do recommend it to people, but it is an overhyped beer for sure. A lot of people think overhyped means bad, and that's just like not what that word means at all. It's like, nope. Can still be quite good. Right, Skyfish, yeah. Yeah, they certainly have some more interesting beers that are more likely to like be some person's favorite, and then also like not be one other person's cup of tea at all. And you're right about Spotted Cow being one that you can just like always bring to a house party or whatever. It'll get drink up. Hey, thanks, Reese. Grant you the strength to not gain 10 pounds this week. Oh my. I think I'm gonna have a pretty normal week diet-wise. Oh, maybe I will cook a nice dinner. It was kind of nice having pie in the fridge, having leftover pie after Thanksgiving. Maybe I'll just order some pies delivered. That'll be my Christmas dinner. Yeah, I don't really like any of this. It's like between Deathrite and Epiphany. I guess Epiphany is like something kind of late game for Spellseeker to grab. Ooh, a couple cards I like here. I like Kiora, and I like this Unholy Annex thing. I feel like the demons in this cube go around late, and they're pretty good for the most part. Kiora, however, fits a little bit better in a Reanimator type shell, and I think we're on our way to that, right? Like Flash is a good way to get a critter into the bin. Occult Epiphany can get a critter in the bin. Immediate demon. There were 2 other blue cards in this pack, so potentially 2 other blue drafters, despite how blue our deck is looking so far. I love Battlesphere, but it's not quite worth flashing in, right? 4/1/1s. I'm not a fan of Ledger Shredder. We can always cut it later. Merry Fishmas, Tater Chimp. Cheers. Great Skyfish just got back from Madison. Many spotted cows were had. Hell yeah. Oh, that's hilarious, Thorg. There's a local bar in Minnesota who was charged with smuggling spotted cow across the border. You can just go. You're so close. You're so close. That's funny though. Minnesota bar owner, manager charged smuggling spotted cow from Wisconsin. This was like 8 years ago. It's so bold to just like put it up on tap and sell it. Well, we knew we couldn't buy it from local distributors, so we just drove to get the kegs. Can you imagine though, just like putting smuggled beer on tap? Surely this won't go wrong. Our drunken patrons will keep this under wraps. Have I considered drafting the same deck every time until I slowly go insane? Some people do that, Quintoxic. They did like limited specialists will just like hit on an archetype that's better and underdrafted, and they'll just jam it over and over and over again because it's like the high EV play. If I'm gonna be doing that, I need to have a format that I need to have like a big tournament that I'm preparing for to keep that exciting for me. I need something. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with this pack. You could take Bone Shards as a reanimator card. I'm just gonna let it give me the Jace, I think. Ooh, Tamiyo. I dig a Tamiyo. Yeah, give me that card. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Commando Zacho, thanks for the 95 months there. Zacho says, nice little 8-year anniversary. I think I'm supposed to get you some bronze pottery. What? Missed you at Lodestone, wasn't able to stop by, but how was it? It was very busy. Very busy. A little, it was nice to, like, get away for lunch. There was, like, a perfectly sized lunch break. So I could get out and de-stimulate a little bit. But overall, the vibes were really good. It was a well-run event. The judging was great. The cubes were cool. I would not have chosen a max-powered 360 cube for the top 8 draft, but that's just me. That's like a quibble, right? We don't currently have anything to reanimate anything, but I could just take this Grizzlebrand, huh? It's a good one to reanimate. The Kaido's tempting. Speaking of Kaido, maybe into this one. Lodestone in the Twin Cities. I don't know if it's called Hopkins or whatever. Just gonna grab Thoughtseize out of this pack. Hey, there's a reanimation effect. Our first of the draft. Don't need a lot for this deck because we've got other ways of winning, but hey, well, Soul Cauldron Grizzlebrand's pretty reasonable, pretty real. Flashing in Crab is like not good, right? Can we agree that that's not good? Shallow Graving Grizzlebrand's reasonable. How much do I like Lotus Petal? That's a reasonable amount. It kind of depends on the archetype I'm drafting, huh? Hey, the Bone Shards Wield. Almost first picked that. Reanimation targets. I mean, all we really need here is an Atraxa, right? And then we'd have a fairly consistent Flash deck and Reanimator deck. Starfire is not the worst card in the cube, no. There's like Goyfs that it pumps. Oh, that's a wild idea, Alter. Alter says they would love to see a one-shot tournament after each cube iteration where players get to pick a deck that they trophied with over the season to use. There'll be some very fucked up decks at the top of that, huh? We have a couple cards feeding the graveyard for Treasure Cruise. Kaido looting. Epiphany binning. I'm just going to grab Otawara. Your butt can pump Goyfs? Well, my butt's so large. I would bounce off a Goyf in combat. Let's see. I kind of dig the Emperor Bones. I kind of like the Lorien Revealed, and I kind of like the Remand. I think I'm supposed to grab Emperor Bones, huh? It's like a pretty reasonable one. If I knew I was going to get an Underground Sea, I think I would value the Lorien Revealed higher. Or a Force of Will. Yeah, I'm going to take the Lorien Revealed. Wow, this pack fucking sucks shit, huh? That's really not what I'm looking for. Let me Spellbomb for the sideboard. What about Dak in the sideboard? Interesting. So Archon's a very medium card to flash in, but it's a very good card to reanimate. I think we have enough reanimate stuff that we just take the Archon here over the World Spine Worm. And, of course, hope that the World Spine Worm wheels for us, but can't guarantee that. Hey, there's the Underground Sea, and I do want it out of this pack. Fantastic. Feeling good about that Lorien Revealed pickup. I don't think I'm going to play any of this. No, we passed the Dark Depths. So they got a last pick Dark Depths. Doesn't fit every deck, huh? Yeah, just a Scolding to the sideboard here. Worse card than Tarfire. What about Reign of Filth? I've seen that card cast like twice, and it's still in here. Ooh, Barrogoyf. I'm into it. Unless it literally just got cut, Poodles. I almost like the memory. How are we bidding things? We have Flash, we have Occult Epiphany, we have Bone Shards, we have Kaido, 3-mana Kaido bins things, we have Kiora, Kiora bins things. I feel like you could also just look through the cards and see which ones they discard on them, but... Does that mean I cut Triplicate Titan or cut some other stuff? The 4-mana Kaido, as much as I love that card, doesn't really fit this deck super well. Oh, I don't like Ledger Shredder very much. They're kind of good together, though, huh? Another flyer for the Kaido. 3/5/5s is much better than 3/3/3s, yeah. Got a couple of red cards for the potential splash. Or red duels, I should say, for the potential through the breach splash. Two-mana 2/2 dog. That's pretty terrible. Look at it. Nobody taking it. Going 5th pick. 15th pick. You still like Wormcoil more than Triplicate? Yeah, big same, but whatever. Not my cube. Hey, thanks, Team Kills. Happy holidays to you as well. You can Shallow Grave World's Fine Worm, right? Yeah, it's a triggered ability. Kind of cool. What do you mean I'm random? Can you give me an example? Oh shit, what up? Hey, Saloon42, thanks 84 months there. 7 years of hi, Caleb. Hello, Saloon. I think I'm going to sideboard the Snuff out. We've been only listening to Polygon Dwanaland, Helvendi. It went Dripping Tap into Polygon Dwanaland. This is the album that King Gizzard put out for free for the fans. Anyone who wants to make, like, knockoff versions of this and, like, sell them on the street corner, they can do that. They just, like, release this album to the community. I guess bootleg's the correct term, not knockoff. This would be 10 black sources and 10 blue. Kind of perfect, right? Kind of heavy into both colors. Live tournaments are fun, but it's pretty nice to de-stimulate a little bit, relax in my own home. I need them every once in a while. Sure. What do you want, D. Johnson? Karn or Edna's? I think there's a Karn somewhere. I think this is why I removed this as a as a point buy. Kind of derails the old stream as I hunt down sometimes card names I don't even know what they are. Yeah, if you could search for the thing, this would be a lot more reasonable. But you super can't. The arena one's getting like more and more clustered. Hey, Karn's in there. Karn's in there somewhere. That's good enough. Hey, not your fault, I Johnson. Not your fault at all. I just need something worth flashing in, huh? Oh, I could have Spell Secret for Demonic 2 to this turn. I think that's a way better line than running this Kaido out. I was like, oh, okay, well, I drew the flash, so I don't need a Spell Seeker. It's kind of a big deal, huh? Time walking myself a little bit. Thinking about deathing the Spellseeker. Hey, Chuffling Wolf 68 thinks the thinks are 22 months there. If I'm gonna eat a whole entire pizza, would I still cut into pieces or fold it like a taco? I've done the fold thing with large slices before. A whole pizza's a bit much, though. I also like taking individual slices and making a pizza sandwich. Yeah, the Archon's tempting with their flyers. They get to hit me for at least 4 here. But the worm is so much damage, right? Like, we play the worm, we get to attack for 15 and make 15 power of trample that turn. Feels like a lot of that. But the Archon would stabilize my life total a lot. We get 3 triggers. We get 3 Archon triggers in a turn. Would certainly stabilize the old life total hum. You prefer rainforest over squares when it comes to pizza slices? Rainforest? I meant triangles. Yeah. Kind of depends on the type of pizza for me. I prefer squares for pub style. Kind of looks like I'm just dead, huh? Fair enough. Shallowgrave does exile the worm. You know what does not exile the worm, Maxo? Flash. How do you think I was going to get my worm in my graveyard? So Stern Scolding looks live, but it did only hit like 1 card my opponent played. Snuff Out's a little painful. I'm actually going to do this. Yeah, I think that game's a lot closer if I just play my Spellseeker instead of Kaido on 3. Oh well, aim. Didn't a cheater do that recently? Just to legally move their hand. Like just put a card in their graveyard when they set their hand down, palming the card, and then they scooped up their graveyard, and then they Goryo's Vengeance the card from the graveyard. Could pay that and then Demonic Tutor for a land. Then you wait to Mana Tithe. I'm just gonna let him draw a card. It was you, was it? No, I don't believe that for a minute. Alright, do I want an Archon of Cruelty or Grizzlebrand is the real question. You feel like that wouldn't work on anyone? It was working on their opponent. They got caught because it was videotaped. It is pretty rare. It is pretty, like, sloppy to just assume that your opponent's not paying attention to your graveyard, though, when you're playing Reanimator. Also easy for a judge to, like, rewind and be like, hey, how did this get in your graveyard? Where is this from? I'll just pass. All right, start paying now. I had to play with the Enduring Innocence in a Boros deck in Legacy Cube. Now, I was really impressed with it. I had a deck that was making tokens on my turn and the opponent's turn. So this is giving me a lot of cards. Oh, Mana Tithe isn't in the cube anymore? I let my opponent draw a card the other turn because I thought it was in. It's like, well, I guess I'll play around Tithe. How do the changes feel? They're fine. They're fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine. I'll load up that Usher. Sure. Hello. Oh, what up? Hey, Sorbius. Thanks for 58 months there. And Real Wrinkler. Thanks to Saw. Thanks for 39 months. How do you donate? To the stream? What are you asking, Wrinkler? Hey, can I win? Thanks for 77 months there. Thanks for sharing the Prime. The charity thing's not happening until the 28th and 29th of the end of the week. Hell yeah, Gargadon. Good to meet you as well. Yeah, the Cube for Charity thing's gonna be a whole event. Me and my teammates and my opponents will all be streaming around the same time and raiding each other and such. Should be pretty intense. Rankler with a $10 donation says Space Cadet here, lol. Space Cadet. I appreciate the $10. Live tracks. Yeah, this is the issue with leaving King Gizzard on autoplay. I'll just put on a regular rock playlist. Yeah, I got there, Rankler. I got there. It just took me a little bit. Oh, you made the finals. Very cool. Lipkin. Yeah, Lipkin was doing the Time Vault stuff, right? He was drafting right next to me. His deck looked very good. Congrats on the finals. Hey, Mr. Witless, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 49 months. Saving your stupid quips for the big 50. Hey, that's reasonable, Witless. That's reasonable. So I think I'm going to Dark Ritual out this Kiora on my turn. Get a little body in play. Set up for the life death. Yeah, that person was also next to me, Gargadon. Me and them both drafted blue-green next to each other. And in the first draft of the first day, we drafted Boros next to each other, so clearly some similar preferences going on there. Yeah, 2 of the people in the top 8 were in that first draft. And then the winner I faced in the finals of my second draft. Kind of seems like I had a little bit of a gauntlet in retrospect. The winner almost didn't even play the second day. Had some adulting to do, but it all got covered. Where's my opponent at, huh? Oh, sure, I can see making the mistake, Gargadon. What if it's on me? No, I mean, we see their clock going down, huh? Oh, guess they had to answer the door or something. Oh, shit, I was just gonna draw Flash on turn 2. Well, that would have been way better than my other plan. Actually, we could have Dark Ritual flashed in the Titan, and then deathed back the Titan on our turn 2 here. Not bad. This one's solid. Gonna be one where we chill in the Singing a Stupor, huh? Aw, thank you, Reese. Yeah, survives a lot. Though, if it was island cycling for 2, it would not be playable, right? That's a pretty big difference. Well, that's annoying. When this dies, so I can't even flash in the Titan for 3/3s. It literally won't trigger him. I think this is better than a couple Archon triggers. You just like leave the opponent in a spot where they can play the Void Walker, and there are some 1-mana removal spells for the Archon, and then, you know, they would just get to win. Oh, love that, Reese. I got you into Slay the Spire indirectly. Yeah, Slay the Spire is the big one, Slay the Spire 2 coming out, what, next month? Very soon, right? A Chuck Tingle Christmas special? No, no plans. Yeah, I think most Magic players would probably enjoy deck builders if they gave them a fair shake. It feels like they feel like drafting in a lot of ways. Only the gameplay is mixed with the drafting. Balatro is on mobile. I wanted to like Balatro on mobile. I did not, though. The issue for me is that the screen's so small that like it's hard for me to tell the difference between diamonds and hearts. And after a couple times screwing up hands, I was just like, all right, I'm just not for me, I suppose. I've watched people playing it on their tablets, and it looks pretty good there. There's a high contrast mode that helps. Okay. Color shift for the suits. All right, well, maybe I'll give it another spin then. So Overlord only rebuys critters. I think I'm gonna take this Barrogoyf. And then just hopefully they won't Minsk and Boomy 2 turns from now. Might even Necromancy that Barrogoyf, depending on how they draw. Fabled Passage. Well, that is green mana. But it's not untapped green mana. Oh, interesting. They rebought the 2-drop. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Dr. J Hero. Thanks to the sod. Thanks to 62 months there. Got my little 3-mana fucking Baneslayer Angel to draw cards here. Just buy a bigger phone to play Balatro on? No. I've got a Pixel 9. I think I'm gonna be on this phone for ideally like 3 years or so. To make sure we connect. Potentially find something in the Death Bank. Nothing for death. Just nothing, huh? Alright. I expect that fast bomb's gonna get looted away here. I was wrong. I was super wrong. Maybe they have a fast bomb combo if they're still keeping it. Yep. Alright, fair enough. But their last 2 cards in hand are Minskin Boo and Unknown. I guess this lets them play the Minskin Boo, but they have to pay a little bit of life. Because they have the Fabled Passage, right? Oh, interesting. Maybe they ran out of basics. Then why bring back the Fabled Passage? Hey. That's not bad. It is not bad at all. Really glad I didn't sink into Stupor to get another Barrogoyf hit in. That would have been a depressing mill. Yeah, give him the old green worm. Why not? You think Flash is fucked up? I mean, here it's worse than Sneak Attack or Through the Breach. Or it's like as good as a show and tell. Fucking turn 7. Looks like we won't have mana to flash and sink into Stupor unless we rip an untapped blue source here. Could happen though. Could do. Well, let's play this King Gizzard Trank. Yeah. Hey, Big Oofta, thanks for the $25 tip. Merry Festivus, right back at ya. Hope everyone's prepared for their feats of strength. Well, maybe I am going to play this Sink into Stupor out, Thought I was going to be real good this game, but... Yeah, opponents got me beat on hamsters. But I have cornered the Bargoyf market. Okay, that's going to let them play stuff from their graveyard. Sure. If they Nissa untap a land, they'll have 4 mana left. 5, I suppose. But only if you count correctly. Run into a worm wall. No, the worm wall is going to be running at them, I think. Nothing about their hand. They only have 1 card over there. They're kind of wasting their mana. They could have been used with a reflection. Maybe there's another way to tap in there. Who knows? Oh, we are activating. Interesting. Why? Just to shrink all the goyfs? Sure. Ugh. Oh, we already listened to this one. Hold. Yeah, they are getting that 5/5 this turn, so that's not nothing. I like the Emperor chump. I'm not so sure about the Overlord trade. If only we had a green source, Opponent's like borderline winning here, right? Like the, that makes a 4/4, and this makes a 3/3. I could see losing because I played this instead of going like Dark Slick Shores and just not playing the Bargoyf last turn. And then this turn I could have played it in the Bargoyf. Oh, do they think they're gonna draw 3 cards? No, you gotta sack a hamster to draw cards. Rough start to the turn. What would they been fine? We have 15 trample here, and this becomes 4, 2 3/3s. So 6, 7, 8. Plus 4 is 12. Yeah, it's not really enough. If they'd played like another good card and not like thrown a 3/3 away, then we might have been in trouble. Yeah, I guess. I'm gonna keep this in Bin the Kaido. What do we want to spell seeker up here, huh? There's that weird occult loot thing. So when my opponent would be a deer and play 2 spells. This is kind of batshit, but I'm gonna grab Dark Ritual. Hey, Vivid Gray, thanks for the 102 months there. Vivid Gray says, Merry Cube-Miss. Here's to hoping the 3 cube ghosts that visit you are chill and just kind of there because they like your vibe. Oh, that would be pretty good. That'd be pretty good. Hey, Pyro Dragon, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 9 months there. Holy sub-infant, so tender and mild. Oh yeah, the tenderest and mildest. Thoughtseize would be a particularly bad tutor, as we see. Now that we're here. You're talking about just like Thoughtseizing self to get the Bin the Grizzle brand? No, we can do better. We can do better than that. And now we still have a black mana floating, so I think I'm going to draw 7 right fucking now. Ledger shredded indeed. Wow, this is fucking rancid. Oh wait, I had the mana for the Jace. Fuck. That was such a good play into like such a bad play. Just like Jace bouncing the 5/5 is pretty good there. It was alright, we can still do that next turn. But, you know, I just miscounted my mana. I was like, with the Dark Ritual mana floating, I'm 1 short of Jace. Ah, well. And then I'm like tapping for a 3 mana one with the mana up. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Hold on. And I'm not going to draw another 7. I'm just going to, like, you know, just going to connect, get my life back. You were wondering but didn't want a Maxine? Well, that's perfect. Just warming up after getting a trophy in already and playing cube all weekend. Yeah. Hey, Chad Shuby, thanks to the sub, thanks to 71 months there. I had a pretty good record on the weekend. I 6-0'd the Swiss and then lost in the quarters. So went 6-1 overall. And then I don't think I've actually dropped a game today, huh? Yeah, Jace bouncing that germ. The issue now, the big concern now is whether they like have some fucking remand type shit for the Jace, right? Could just lose to the tempo plays. And that's just not an issue at all if you Jace bounce it. Then we could have had 2 blockers up to protect the Jace, and then you're untapping your Jace brainstorming. That's all pretty good. Kind of curious why the Stoneforge didn't serve. Maybe it wants to activate. No plays for the opponent. Hate that for me. Happy Festivus to you too, JRC. Opponents have 5 cards. They passed. They just straight up passed here. It'd be psycho behavior if they didn't have a play. Kind of thinking about this Baraglyph. This might be suicidal. Could just be grabbing like a removal spell here, and maybe that's better. Ah, fair enough. Shrinks my Baragwayf. I feel like I'm getting punished once again for not Jace bouncing. This germ getting a whopping 15 more damage in than it should have. Outside chance they just lethal me here, huh? Depending on the rest of their hand. Like the Philia can blink something out. Putting a lot of thought into this. I guess if I had Jace bounced the Call to Complete germ, then like Philia blinking the Call to Complete would still be annoying. If they had Wandering Emperor, they should have served all there. And just had the Philia blink out Baragwayf. And then like most blocks leave me dead. Definitely regret getting Thoughtseize instead of a Fatal Push. Yeah, everything from not playing the Jace was pretty bad this game. Well, that's helpful. Interesting. Should have cashed in Kaido before attacking, maybe. One more life. Oh, she went up. Okay, the Vic 8 thinks the Sob things are sharing that Prime. So I'm expecting a pre-war formal wear going on the Philia. And then to blink the Call to Complete. But they can't blink out ninja tokens without, like... Oh, they're not equipping. Sure. Maybe they do something else. Hey, Dave B thinks the Sob things are sharing that Prime. Greetings from Down Under. Hell yeah. Cheers to the land down under. I was watching a movie about Australian last night. Mad Mardigan or something. Really psychotic movie. I can't remember the name. But it's based on like a... Oh, I get to clear the Philia here. That's quite good for me. Based on a Australian folk hero. Yeah, I think they just missed the pre-war formal wear equip. We'll see. We'll see what their follow-ups are. It's a documentary, is it now? No, not Mad Max. This guy, so the directing's all over the place, and the pacing of the film and stuff. In the first, like, 10 minutes, this guy punches a cop, convinces his best friend to go smoke opium with him. The opium den gets, like, shot up by, like, racist Australians that, like, hate the Chinese. And his best friend gets shot in the face, and he has like 3 seconds to grieve in the middle of the slaughter. And then he starts like robbing people, gets brought to prison, gang raped, and the fucking prison warden is just like looking on and being like, oh, just make sure he doesn't die, you know, just like really heinous stuff. And all of that happens within like the first 10 minutes of the film. And then he meets a native who like saves him by the side of the road. He like gets out of prison, right? And he gets like shot up because he stole the wrong person's horse. And the native like patches him up, helps him like bring him back to health. And the whole film has this like delightful didgeridoo ass soundtrack going on. Really weird things overall, but you know. Do we brainstorm? I don't think we do. I think we're just... Stars Dennis, a young Dennis Hopper. Yeah. And it, like, halfway through the film, he, like, sees a picture of Abe Lincoln and is like, I could fucking look like that. That'd be awesome. Mad Dog Morgan. That sounds right. But, like, there's all these, like, gorgeous, like, scenery shots. I really wish there was a 4K update. Sarah being able to get the Philia back's a big bummer. We can't really stop it with Necromancy because of the Lauren, right? Let's see, the Fatal Push is in the bin. I think we got to reanimate Spellseeker and try and find an answer to this. Or something, I don't know. I have seen Con Air, yeah. Love that one. One of the best cast films of all time, Con Air. Yeah, so Bone Shards could just answer the Sarah. How do we feel about a Cult Epiphany for like 3 here? How does my deck win? How do I win at this point? I might just not be doing that. I think like what's going to happen is the opponent's just going to hit land drops to equip the Cauldron Complete and get to win, basically. I mean, we got a couple more tempo plays in here. Kaido could tap stuff down. We could just like start hard casting Archon at a certain point. And we do still have Flash World Spineworm, that's true. I think I'm just gonna sack a creature. Because the Lauren's gonna fucking hit the Necromancy anyway. Could have grabbed Archon. Oh, Tutor for Demonic Tutor, and then Demonic Tutor for Archon. Could have done. Saving my land drop so I have more options for discarding. Kiora spits out 8/8s, but does mill me another 3. God, Lyris is obnoxious here. I think I'm like out of removal too. $19 cards in my graveyard. And then I think the illusion token's supposed to get in maybe, or maybe not. Maybe just don't attack. Yeah, nice thing about leaving both tokens back is that they put the Formal Wear on the Lyris. We can block and trade. Lyris is kind of annoying. Yeah, kind of. I thought it was going to be scarier than it was. The Kaido being able to keep the Philia out of the action for a little bit was pretty nice. I might even like cash it and hit the Lyris too, depending on how their turn goes. Oh shit, what up? Hey, unexpected pineapple. Thanks for the sub. Thanks 85 months there. Merry almost Christmas to you too. Hell yeah. We got down to 4 cards. We found a way to win, though, right? Found a way to win. Definitely a cleaner game if I don't muck up that mid game, of course. But there's some good lines in there. It was a much more epic game this way, for sure. I'm gonna add Stern Scolding and Snuffs. Kaido was not bad there, but I think I gotta cut it just to make space. What's the other cut? Tamio? Tamio's so good. It was cool seeing... Oh, let's cut the other Kaido. Just cut both Kaidos here. It was cool seeing Occult Epiphany do work, Usually that card's a little whelming for my tastes, but it was good there. As a Spellseeker tutor target, it's like pretty strong. Good work on not going on tilt. Oh yeah, if you screw up in a game, even if it's like something that like you should know better and all that, it's very tempting to tilt. But like, it's kind of like you're just restarting, you know, fresh game. Imagine you've got a puzzle, and the puzzle is you're behind on board. This is the new puzzle. It's a whole new thing. Like those old fucking those old what's the plays that were in magazines, or I think the Xbox had a Magic game that was just that had a bunch of puzzles on it. If you think about it, it's like, okay, fresh start. What's the correct play here? Now that I'm here, now that I fumbled the bag so very badly, now what are we gonna do? I can help with resetting. Ooh, Thoughtseize might be good if they're hoping to library, Keep them off that activation for Thoughtseize into fucking Flashworm. Oh my god. Holding the Darkslick Shores in case the Wasteland, of course. Yeah, the ones in Duels of the Planeswalker. A lot of not tilting after you make a mistake is also just like getting a lot of reps in, right? Some of that stuff's hard to prep for without just like playing a shitload of games. Some people never get over it, and they just like always tilt off when they lose. They can try like losing less, I guess, but in general, you just need to learn to not be a big baby, huh? Well, that's back-to-back trophies. Back-to-back trophies. Don't hate it. Can we do the hat trick? We are the wieners. We certainly are.